Yeah.
So this is the main screen. This is a rear view camera, and it does have a front facing camera, which I use in the rear as well. And you can alternate and have both screens up at the same time. And that's a really good view of the cargo area that it shows. And then it also allows you to monitor your hitch as well.
Yeah, so the one on the hitch mounted by the license plate is actually the front facing camera. So you'll notice that it's backwards. Reached out to Handshow and they said maybe with a software update they could allow you to flip that view, because I think having a front-facing camera is not as useful as having two extra rear. So yeah, you can just scroll on the screen and see a different angle from the camera. Yeah, a little disorienting if you watch both of them at the same time and one's flipped, but yeah, that view is great. Camera quality is really good, and the screen quality. Look how clear that is, and that's, you know, taking up half of it. You can see into the bed. Right now we've still got the bottom racks on, so they're kind of blocking the view a little bit. That's what we're going to go fix right now.
And this is another note: when you have a trailer hooked up, it takes away your rear view mirror on your screen.
Ah, good point. Yeah, so Tesla, why didn't you include an upper camera for the rear view mirror? All right, so just driving around like this, you know, if you're trying to look into the bed, watch what's in the bed, it's great. Then the other camera watching your hitch. And then this other camera watching your hitch. Like I said, it's flipped, so you're getting a backwards view out of that camera. But if you're trying to just keep an eye on your hitch, that's great. So this, I think, is one of the must-have accessories. Here we've just got a great view of the hitch. You know, the downside of having just one up on the screen is, you know, it crops it horizontally, so you're not getting the upper and lower of the view. Whereas if you're over here, you can see a lot more of it. It's just small. If you're monitoring your hitch, towing something, and you want to be able to see behind you as well, I think this dual layout is actually the best.
So another advantage of this camera is when you're backing your trailer, I've seen a lot of people jackknife their trailer, and you can see the edge of your bumper to your trailer, so you make sure that you don't damage your truck when you're backing up.
Now you can use these cameras up on the screen if you're backing up too. So I mean, it just gives you another view of the bumper and hitch. But if you don't want to drive around with this screen up all the time, instead of you know, blocking your map and everything, you know, that's a good thing to do.
Yeah, this is one. It's very easy to tow with the truck, especially the backing. With that rear wheel steering, it really just, there's no fumbling around with it. But I normally have a F-250 as a tow vehicle, and it's not hard to back, but it just is easier.
So it doesn't like you driving through the grass, does it?
No, it does not.
So now we've got the trailer unhooked. We're just looking out the upper camera. So if you don't have a trailer hooked up, there's no reason to look down at the hitch. But one thing you'll notice, I don't know if it's really going to come through on video, but that quality is way more crisp and clear than that. The other thing is, you know, it's a higher view. You're going to see more. So yeah, I think Tesla really should have a camera up top. So another thing, if you happen to have a load of plywood or lumber or something in the back of the bed, the tailgate's open, you're looking at the ground. There's no way to see behind you. You have no rear view. If the tunnel was partially closed, your view out the back would be completely blocked, so a regular mirror would be useless. You'd be looking at the ground here. So with that camera up top, you can look in the bed. You can also see behind you while you're driving with the tailgate open. And to me, that seems like a no-brainer. I mean, not to discount the Tesla engineers that are awesome, but there's always room for improvement. And to me, that's one place that they could have easily improved. Yeah, so here you go. You can see the ground, which is completely useless. You can't see behind you anywhere on here. But with this additional camera up top, you can see in the bed. You can also see the road behind you.
So guys, we didn't do a complete installation video. We'll leave a link in the description. Hancho does a really good job of showing you how to hook up the wiring. But it's basically just this top unit, you squeeze, you pull down, this is going to come down. You grab from the front camera here, you pop that down, there's some wiring. Again, that Hancho will show you. The biggest issue with this, and the hardest in my opinion, is actually putting all this back together. You're trying to get the wires and you're trying to screw this up and I'm in it all at the same time. And when you use the screw, Hancho does provide a screw, but use your original one. This one actually went in easier. And also when you go through to screw this in, there's a little hole. Not sure if you can show that there. But go take your screwdriver or your star bit driver and go through that hole, and it'll give you the perfect angle to attach this. If you go to the side, it just puts it at a bad angle and you will not get it in there. So when you're on your wiring, I have seen several different ways to do it, but I found just pull this molding down right here, and you can also see the airbags as well. What you want to do, you're trying to feed your wire from over there, and what I used was a long cable tie. It's about 2 foot long. Just stuck that through there and then taped one end, and you can see the wire running right through here, right there. So I've got the rear and front running through here, and this pulls down as well. You can see it running there. And if you're running the front camera to where I ran it over the tag, you're going to go this route. You're going to go, this top molding pulls down. I can't get it since I have an injured finger, but you're going to go up through there, come down underneath here, and it stores this flap, and just push it along the, let me come around here and you can see better. Just push it in that gap there. You go underneath here. You do, it is best to take this fender flare off, and you're going to feed it over the well lining in there. And you're going to feed it from this point. It's going to come right through here. And do keep in mind, I haven't secured these just yet because I'm still waiting for, it's called tidy wires. And I'm going to put them on the tailgate here to really secure them and make it look like a cleaner appearance. So if you're going to run your camera up here on top, what you need to do, you need to take this panel, this section off. And there's one bolt on each side in there, a T30 star bit. You're going to take this off, and then you're going to have that cable I was telling you about to fish this wire through, but it's going to connect from here over to here. And the best way to do it is this, again, this top molding does come off, and you're going to feed it from that point to there. And you can see the wire here. I still have to attach this to the top, but just make sure that this is behind where the tonneau runs, or you're just going to snag your wire and rip it out.
And again, I will put a link to this STL. I've got make a couple design adjustments. You can see it's a little tall on the back end above the camera. It was a little tight getting it in there, but I'll adjust the design of the file, and then I'll post that STL as well. So just check back in the description. Once I get that up, I'll add it to the description of this video. And like I said, I also used Steel It over the plastic. So I did a coat of primer on the plastic, then a coat of Steel It all the way around the bottom, the inside, everything. I did 2 coats of Steel It. Then I did 2 coats of the bed liner spray. And it looks like, you know, it's a slightly darker black, but the texture and everything looks almost exactly like this plastic. I really think that gives it a more OEM look versus having just a big square camera sitting up there. Chuck Cook did something similar to a camera he installed, but I wanted to design something that looked like the Cybertruck and looked like it came from the factory like that. Tesla, maybe come up with something so that this does come from the factory like this.
So guys, this is a really, I wouldn't say the easiest installation, but I think you could do it. It probably took me about an hour to install, and that the majority of the time was just running the wires. The hardest part, like I said, was attaching the mirror to the mounting spot. But I would suggest highly getting this because for safety, especially trailering, as Mike pointed out earlier, you know, the Tesla factory cam doesn't really show anything if the tailgate's down. So Handshow is doing a discount for Black Friday through the end of the month. We'll leave a link below, and I wouldn't miss out on it because this is something Tesla should have done from the factory. Thanks for watching. We hope to catch you on the next one, and buy one of these benches.